Macromolecule I will be talking about is nucleic acids. And nucleic acids has the job of storing genetic information. And the way it stores it is by the form of DNA. This is the polymer. And another polymer could be RNA. And the difference between DNA and RNA are outlined here. And they're very simple. DNA has four base pairs. There's cytosine, guanine, adenine, and thymine. The difference with RNA is that RNA does not have thymine. What it has is uracil. So over here, when we see the combination of base pairs, there are A goes with T, and C goes with G, and vice versa. So wherever there would be a T, we instead have to put in a U, and that's how we get RNA. RNA does not have T's, it only has U's for uracil. And there's also the difference in strands. RNA only is single-stranded, while DNA is double-stranded, and it has the shape of a double helix. And finally, the type of sugar. The DNA and RNA. They have a phosphate and sugar backbone. This part over here. And it allows it to keep its structure. And the difference between DNA and RNA is that RNA's backbone has a ribose sugar, which basically means it has oxygen, while the DNA's backbone sugar does not have oxygen, deoxy, meaning it doesn't have oxygen. And between the different base pairs, they form hydrogen bonds, which allows DNA to unzip when you want to make RNA, and zip back up when you're done with transcription. Now, carbohydrates is the third macromolecule we'll be talking about. Carbohydrates have a monomer called monosaccharides, which basically means mono means one, and saccharides means sugar. So it's one sugar. The example we have over here, it's glucose and fructose, which are glucose being an extremely important molecule for glycolysis and cellular respiration. And the difference between glucose and fructose, they're both monosaccharides, is that fructose has the same molecular structure, but it's the way they order this, the actual structure itself is different. So as you can see, they have the same number of carbons, hydrogens, and oxygens. They're just put differently. So that's why structure is so important for life, because structure can change the function of whatever molecule just by changing the structure. Over here we have a disaccharide. Di means two, and this is the combination of glucose and fructose, and this makes sucrose. And sucrose is a common molecule that we can find in breads and fruits, and it's easy for our bodies to break it down. But when we have more than one monomer, they become polymers, polysaccharides. In this case, poly meaning many. And between animals and plants, it's different. Animals store their energy, forming a lot of glucose forms bonds with other glucose molecules, and it's called glycogen, which our bodies break down with insulin. While plants have it's also made up of glucose, but in this case it's called cellulose, and it's much harder for our bodies to break down. In contrast, cows, for them it's much easier, and that's why they eat grass and are mostly vegetarian. For us, it's harder, so that's why our diet is more geared for eating other animals that store their energy in the form of glycogen.